Alright, I'm Severn Sage. At the very end of the last video, we were trying to fight something that was blocking my way. And the video ended when I was in the middle of fighting her, and I got rid of her. So now we need to go open that shutter door. Hold on a minute. Huh? What? What? Keeps glowing blue in here like I'm missing something. I think it's because what's ever in this room. I don't know. I'm not gonna worry about it. So which way was it? I think it was this way. We were trying to open up the shutter, and we were following Tsubaki Tono, who was the first vessel. It wasn't the first one, she was the last one before Sakuya. I think she was the one that caused all the other blooming and budding. So let's go see if I can get this picture of Haibara, which I probably can't because it's too fucking fast. It's him standing in front of a door. Yeah, it's too fast. It's impossible. I clicked it. So, special treatment. Make the arrangements as scheduled for the 5 patients who are to receive special treatment. Note that some are outpatients. Use the room underneath the director's office, but ensure that no one knows about the procedure or gains entry. Of the inpatients, Misaki Aso in 310 and Ruka Yomosuke in 308 have the most potential. Madoka Tsukimori in 203 may also be of use. However, some doubts remain about the outpatients Marie Shinomiya and Tomoe Nanamura. Written note attached to the memo. You can't choose the organs for the rite of descent in the same way as they do for the Rogetsu Kagura. This isn't a harvest dance in the damn village square. They used to be very careful in choosing the organs for the rite of descent. Only the Vestal, obedient and impressionable would do. Girls who can easily be made one with the masks and the music. The rite of descent is very serious business. Its performance and outcome affect the fate of our entire community. You can't afford to make any mistakes. The candidates must be perfect, even if they give you some pause. So that's what the remake says. The original says, as planned, the next 5 patients related to the special examination have been arranged. Examination will take place in the director's office. The limited access is essential. Inpatients, room 310, Misaki Aso. Room 308, Ruka Yomosuke. Room 203, Madoka Tsukimori. Outpatients, Maria Shinomiya, Tomoe Nanamura. At the end, a hurriedly scribbled memo is attached. Today's choice for the Kagura's Kanede was bad. Without them, it would just be an ordinary festival. In previous ceremonies of passage, there was much scrutiny over the choice of Kanede, a pure, obedient, sensitive maiden. The mask and the music easily devour these maidens. By nature, the festival decides the community's fate. And we must embrace the seriousness and responsibility of the ritual. We must have perfection in the selection. Trying to rhyme there. Even if that means there must be delays in choosing. What a bunch of psychos. Let's go in here and get a picture of Haibara. I know you're in there, yo. I'm gonna fucking get you. Hey, observing my bookshelves, are you? They made him appealing. He was kind of weird looking in the original. Look at him. Look at him holding my shit. Alright. The day of the Kagura is close at hand. It's sure to be packed with spectators. There are even some famous people coming from the mainland. Opening the Kagura to the public has not only improved the image of the island, but brought us wealth in so many ways. What scummish. However, there are also preparations to be made for the other ceremony. The organs have been chosen, and the true mask of the lunar eclipse has been completed. The rite of descent will return. The mask of the lunar eclipse is feared as the mask that caused the vessel to blossom, bringing the day of tranquility that destroyed the island. But, by performing the rite of descent to Kiraiko, ceremony of passage, with the true mask, the vessel, my poor suffering daughter, will be cured. There it is. The mask of the lunar eclipse is our last chance to cure moonlight syndrome. The mask of the vessel causes the wearer to lose themselves, but the mask of the lunar eclipse is said to erase all memory. Bring the wearer to the place of origin, purify them, and then bring them back to themselves, back to the living. If the rite of descent succeeds, my seemingly never-ending battle with moonlight syndrome will finally come to an end. There have been casualties. My dear wife blamed herself for our daughter's illness, and in her distress ended her own life. Perhaps she was better off not having to see our daughter end up like this. Everything I've done, my work, my sacrifices, the accumulation of all my research, it's all for her. This guy sounds like a fucking idiot. I mean, I get what he's going for, but at the same time, he's kind of a scumbag. So the original text for this is, the day of the Kagura nears. The Rogetsu Kagura dance will probably once again overflow with guests. Tourists are coming again. The Kagura dance spreads Rogetsu Island's name and has brought in revenue. It's kind of the same, I guess. It's worded differently. Lately, preparations below have not been advancing. Yo has spoken to all of the Kanade, and the true mask of the lunar eclipse is complete. We must resurrect the ceremony of passage. So I think Kanade is like another word for priestess. Or maiden, actually. The mask of the lunar eclipse made the shrine maiden bloom, and she began to destroy the island. Assuming that the day without suffering, known as now the day of tranquility, has arrived, people feared and detested the ritual. But as for the true mask of the lunar eclipse and the ceremony for the Utsuwa, or for the vessel, Utsuwa means vessel, it may cure my daughter's illness. The mask of the lunar eclipse is my final move in treating Lunasideta syndrome, also known as moonlight syndrome. In the Rogetsu Kagura, the Utsuwa, the vessel, loses her own sense of self within the mask, and the mask of the lunar eclipse erases all their memories. They are brought to that essential place. Once there, their self returns and floods into them. If the ceremony of passage is successful, the long battle with Lunasideta syndrome will end. My wife thought the sickness of our daughter was her own fault and took her own life. I have waited a long time from that day. Perhaps I won't have to look at my daughter's unhappy face anymore. The results of this research are dedicated to my late wife. This guy is just... like... I don't even know what to say about that. So that's what the original text says versus the remake. I laugh at shit like that, I'm sorry. So Seiya Yamosuke, this is Ruka's father. At last, the mask of the lunar eclipse that I have poured my heart and soul into is complete. It is no overstatement to say that I have spent myself completely in this endeavor, but it was worth it. I want to thank you sincerely for all your support. The way to make the mask only became clear to me when you reconstructed the ancient documents on the lost rite of descent. You have solved the mystery of the materials to use and gathered them for me. The rite of descent, Kiriko, will surely produce the results you desire, and the true mask of the lunar eclipse will take shape. The true mask of the lunar eclipse is not the foul artifact that brought about the terrible day of tranquility spoken of in our legends. No, that disaster was caused because the mask made by my ancestor Soetsu was less than perfect, his father. Thanks to you, this mask will open the door to the hallowed realm Soetsu wrote of. As I must perform my role as keeper of the masks during the Kagura, I cannot witness the rite of descent with my own eyes, but I will be praying for its success. Soya Yomosuke. And then the original says, after a long time, I have finally completed the mask of the lunar eclipse. I poured my heart and soul into it, and I feel I gave my everything. My spirit is exhausted. I want to thank you for your help. Lost documents on the ceremony of passage were restored, and the techniques became clear. Above all, I studied the paints that are the key to the mysterious mask of the lunar eclipse and gathered all that were necessary. You will surely see the results you wished for at the ceremony and the true mask of the lunar eclipse complete. The true mask of the lunar eclipse is by no means the same as the abominable mask of legend, and it will not create the evil day without suffering. Because, see, the original text on the original Wii version, it was called the Day Without Suffering, and then they changed it to the Day of Tranquility. I don't know why. The Day Without Suffering. The catastrophe was caused because the mask of the lunar eclipse made by Soetsu was incomplete. It actually was. Soetsu wrote that this mask will open the gate to the afterlife. Your inflexibility bore fruit. I must endeavor to protect the mask until the road gets to Kagura. I will not be present at the ceremony of passage, but I'll be praying for its success. What the I mean, it is tying together, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, it's just like, yeah, alright. I know they keep calling Soetsu his ancestor, but I could have sworn that Soetsu was his father. Wasn't it? Pretty sure it was. I can't see. Why am I doing this? Okay, I think the original subtext to that is a little different. So the Oregon girls are extremely unstable. The stress and damage, both physical and mental, they endured from the failure of the rite of descent has wiped their memories and feelings clean. We should be able to suppress their symptoms with appropriate care and medication, but this really is a most rare and interesting case. We should continue observing their progress in order to investigate the effects of the rite of descent. Addendum, the results of this investigation might aid our treatment of Sakuya, who has been moved to the court of the unhallowed. And the original says, the girls' condition is extremely unstable. After the interruption of the ceremony of passage, they could not withstand the mental and physical shock. Their memories and emotions are like sheets of blank paper. If the proper medication and treatment are administered, it may be possible to stop the condition. However, it's quite rare for this to succeed. It is necessary to observe their progress and to investigate the influence of the ceremony. Additional notes, which I guess addendum means additional notes. This data must be useful in the treatment of Sakuya, who was moved to the Morning Palace. So why do they keep changing names? In the original Wii version, it was called Morning Palace. Not morning as in the sun, morning as in mourning the dead. M-O-U-R-I-N-G, not M-O-R-I-N-G. So the Morning Palace, as here they call it the Court of the Unhallowed. Okay. I don't think I can do anything else down here. Hold on. It's hard to move him around. He moves funny. God, it's like the slowest door open ever. Huh. Where? Oh. I do feel like he opens the door a little bit faster though, because the original Wii version was slower than that. Not again. Assistance note 4. Yeah, I was supposed to touch the other thing, but I grabbed the note instead. You're supposed to touch it and listen to him talk. I can't remember. Every time this damn thing goes off in this room, that guy appears behind you to try to attack you, and it's kind of fucking ridiculous. He does. He just shows up out of nowhere like a psycho. Alright. So the day of the lunar eclipse is at hand. The day of the original version of the Rogetsu Kagura, left only to legend. The masks and music of the organs bring the spirits of the dead into the vessel, and she performs her dance to send them back to the underworld. This is the rite of descent. In accordance with the director's wishes, I prepared the temple of the Tsukimori for the rite. Or Tsukiyomi, rather. I can't fucking read. But the organs, vocal, bell, flute, drums, and strings. Will we find suitable candidates for all 5 of them? Is that woman really fit to perform the role of the dancer of the vessel? And can we really perform the rite of the descent right in the middle of the Rogetsu Kagura? I can't shake off all of my doubts. But I have started to become fascinated by this rite of descent, Kiriko. It began when I saw it, the mask of the lunar eclipse. Its expression manages to encapsulate a benevolent smile, the suppression of tears, a moment of unbridled anger, death itself, all at the same time. The more I look at the mask, the more I feel myself falling into its gaze. I must see the rite performed with it. No, I want more than that. I want to try putting the mask on my own face to see how it feels. It's too late for me to turn back. This guy sounds like a fucking psycho. Why would you want that? Okay, and then the original version says, the lunar eclipse, the ceremony of passage, is nearing. The only tradition which remains from olden days is the old form of the Rogetsu Kagura dance. The song pours forth from the mask Kanade. The souls of the dead enter the Utsuwa. The primordial dance that releases these is all called the ceremony of passage. Kanade is the maidens, the organs, and the Utsuwa is the vessel. The director said preparations have been made for the stage in the underground lunar hall, but the performing handmaidens, songs, chime, flute, drum, strings, are those 5 Kanade the same? The dancer, is she really a vessel? And what about the ceremony of passage in the midst of the Rogetsu Kagura dance? I can't get rid of all this anxiety I have. But I am beginning to become strongly drawn to the ceremony of passage, Kiriko. It's because I saw the mask of the lunar eclipse. The mask, the soft smile on the brink of tears, the instant anger visible over facing death. The maniac feeling, can't read. The maniac feeling when seeing the mask. I still want to see the dance using this mask. No, I even want to be in it myself. It's too late to turn back. So they kind of slightly changed what it is that he says. I don't understand why. Kind of weird that they would do that. Let me touch this button, see what he says. want you to gather the files I mentioned and bring them to my room. It'll probably be a waste of time. Okay. But I'll take from you. Be sure to navigate your trailer to potential. Oh, and leave the boys' files. I have no use for them. I didn't catch that last time, but I'll reread it back. This guy seems like a freak. Not Choshiro. Hello? Hi! Wrong lens. Fuck me. Give me a minute. You need to stop, lady. I think you have a thing for Choshiro. I think she does. She keeps appearing every time he's here. She just shows up and does that. She's like, oh, Choshiro, Simone, let me be a fucking stalker. I was gonna say that way worse, and I'm glad I didn't. We're trying to go to where this key symbol is over here. It's where we've been trying to get to. Hilarity. Ha 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 ha. I feel like coming in the air tonight. Hold on. Woof. He breathes incredibly loud. Tsubaki. Tono. Tsubaki Tono. Wow, I can actually catch up with her. That's kind of funny. Let me get a save point. It's been like 15 million years since I've saved. I have fucking nothing. How many can I have? 27? I shouldn't have wasted all my points on that. I'm an idiot. Good thing I made that save. Well, so I want to get an outfit for Ruka, and it's like 30,000. But since I've been owning the shit out of all the ghosts down here, I should be able to make that up fairly easily. Wrong button. I'm gonna get attacked. Yeah, you see her again in here. I kind of do feel like she is leading you. I don't know what gives me that impression. Man, did I get her? Ah. That annoys me. I'm in a... Hold on. hate when I do that. I probably should have just ran all the way around it and kept running and did it like I was going to, but no. Oh, I hate when I do that. I really do. I really, really do. It's like I know where it is, but I thought I could catch her from there. That's why they actually do a better job with ghost circles in some points in this game, because they slow it down. That's why she walks so slowly like that, because it gives you enough time to try to catch her. So because he runs so slowly, they all do. I'm pretty sure there would have been enough time for me just to trot all the way around and got her like that. I would have had enough time to trot her all the way around, so I think I'm gonna just try to do that. I already know she's gonna be there, so I should just trot, even though she starts talking, just keep running. Are you serious? Oh my god, I hate me. You need that. I have never had so much problems like this. Actually, yeah, I have. There was one time, there was one ghost circle in one of the fatal frames that I kept missing, and I literally had to retry it 10 times before I got it. You need that one. Yeah, I want to try to get all the photos of her because it's kind of important. I mean, maybe it really isn't, but I feel like it is because she's one of the failed vessels. That was her before she changed. She was also the one who looked after Ruka. So she's not necessarily truly evil. It's just I'm trying to aim it so fucking quickly that it jittered and it moved. You have to be like dead on her or it just don't fucking count. If I miss it this time, whatever. Thank God. Jesus. Oh, you've got to be fucking kidding me. I've never felt more frustrated than I ever have at that exact conjuncture. They do want you just to keep running to get her, but like some of them are so fast that you literally just don't even have the time. And it's like one of those things where it's like, oh, if you don't get it, like screw you, basically. I hate having the repeat crap like that because it stresses me the hell out. And what sucks about it too is like there's a save point right outside the fucking door where I'm going to. There's like literally a save point right outside the door of where we're going. So I don't know. Alright, so I can probably give this to him now. I don't know, it's just frustrating when you're trying to get something and you just like you can't. And what's even more ridiculous is we're doing all of this just to get to an incinerator outside. Damn it, I don't have any. Alright, I got her, so let's move. I feel like I'm losing my life. Wow, this looks good. I don't remember the original looking like that. They still won't give me any outfits for him. They hate me. Alright, let's save here. Let's save while we can, because I keep screwing this up, clearly. Alright. Wasn't it right here? I'm using all my moon power, I better be careful. I feel it right here. Right here. Right here? You guys can't see it, but I can feel it on my controller, the vibration. Hold on. This must be where they burned the erroneous documents. What could they have been? Why would you move him? Hold on, I'm trying to do something. I don't think I can get it right. Or maybe it's not that trash can. Was it this one? I gotta be careful, my moon power is not regenerating. It's not regenerating. Uh-oh. Hold on. Now it is. Does it regenerate when he moves? Let me test this. Let me walk around in a circle. Hold on. Yeah, when he's moving. There should have been an image you could have captured right here. But it ain't wanting to give it to me. Maybe they moved it, 'cause like I said, they keep editing stuff from the original version, but you should have been able to aim it at that trash can like that, and you could take a picture of something. So, I don't know why it's the way it is. So this is the film incineration. I've decided that the film of the Kagura is to be incinerated. While I am aware of the importance of keeping a record of the event, even considering what happened, there's something very strange about this film. At first I thought it was just damage to the film itself, but I checked again, and that's when I realized the film is showing a woman who definitely wasn't present at the time of the recording. I think she's dancing. Just to be sure, I had the other nurses watch the film with me. The second time I saw it, I could see her even more clearly. The woman is slowly becoming more and more apparent in the film. I could barely believe it myself when I came to this realization, but there's simply no other explanation. I don't want to see it again. I don't even want to be near this damned film anymore. I'm afraid I can't wait for your permission, Director. I'm taking this cursed thing straight to the rear incinerator and destroying it once and for all. Alright. Put my hand deep in death. Bundle of burned letters. These letters are addressed to me? Dear Chashira, long time no see. I hear you're coming to Regretsu Isle for work. I'm on the island now, conducting some research. We'll be able to meet up. This place is pretty interesting. Its culture is almost completely unique. My specific research topic is masks. The mask-related beliefs of Regretsu Isle are well known even on the mainland. But there are still many mysteries to be explained. Fortunately for me, this is the year of the Regretsu Kagura, held once every decade. Many different masks are made for the ceremony. I couldn't have timed it better. If all goes well, I might even have a chance to actually see the masks being made. I'm planning to stay for a while to take advantage of all these great research opportunities. Do you remember my younger sister, Iori? She insisted on tagging along with me. She says she's really excited about seeing the Regretsu Kagura. What a tourist. When I told her I knew a real detective, Iori said she wanted to meet you, so when you get here, we should all go for a drink. We haven't done that much since we got jobs. Takashi Aiba, teaching assistant. Okay, Kusanagi University. Okay, purpose of the most Kagura masks is to make the wearers one with the gods as they take the appearance of them and perform the ritual dance. But the masks on Rogetsu Isle don't represent gods. In fact, there aren't any gods in belief system here. Yeah, the people of Rogetsu Isle don't believe in gods. They don't believe in any god. There is no god present here. Also, the Rogetsu Kagura got its current name relatively recently. It used to be called the Rite of Descent. Kiraiko. Descent represents the journey of the souls of the dead. And given the custom of putting masks on the faces of corpses, the masks on this island must represent the dead. The tradition of putting on death masks and performing dances occurs elsewhere, but these masks represent death itself, the forms of minds that have faced death, the shape of the soul at the moment one moves from existence to nothingness. The masks here represent the shapes of things that leave behind no lasting forms. The Rite of Descent, Kiraiko, uses such masks. What function did it have in island society? Is the mask worn by the vessel? It was crafted long before the other Kagura masks, and its roots are different from any of them. The most prominent of them all is the mask of the lunar eclipse, crafted by the artisan Soetsu Yomotsuki. However, legend has it that disaster befell the island when the mask of the lunar eclipse caused the vessel to blossom, and so its existence has remained taboo for many years. The mask-making arts of the era of Soetsu were lost for a time, most likely as a result of the disaster. Nothing is known about it except that it was black in color. The present-day mask maker, Soya, wants to revive the advanced arts of Soetsu. Perhaps the mask of the lunar eclipse is ultimately... Said we both have mild cases of moonlight syndrome. They say it happens to a lot of people after watching the Kagura, and will have to be hospitalized here for a while. Now that I wrote the word hospitalized, makes it sound so serious. But don't worry, it's not that big a deal. In fact, it won't even stop me from continuing my mask research. If you get another chance to visit the island, make sure you visit us. We could certainly use some companionship here. The other patients aren't exactly... A black mask. When the dead return to the world of the living become as the dead. The mask made to become the dead makes the wearer become death itself. I can't imagine what this mask is used for. It has a gentle smile like a Buddhist statue, but there's a primeval emptiness about its face that is evocative of death, a peculiar kind of death. Looking at it, I feel myself drawn into the depths of oblivion. I feel terror and relief. It's beautiful. The mask of the lunar eclipse. Though I smashed my eyes in, I still see, it's still looking at me. I can see it again. It's so beautiful. Yeah, seems like she was fucking losing her shit. So that was the letter she wrote to him, but he never received it. So the original passage is that it's, instead of Choshiro, it's Kirishima. Because using somebody's first name in Japanese shows a form of, like, intimacy, like you're close. So, in the original Wii version, she calls him by his last name, meaning that they're not really close at all. So, the letter is, Kirishima, it seems you've also come to this island for work. I have come to Rogetsu Island to focus on studying its society. The culture of this island is is interesting, I can't read. It really stands out with its originality. Okay, the purpose of my latest research is this island's mask. It is known that the mask is related to the island's religion. However, there are still many mysteries. This is the year of the Kagura dance, which occurs every decade. Many masks are made for the Kagura. If all goes well, perhaps I may be able to visit the actual place where the island's masks are made. I think I'm going to stay on this island for a while. Remember my little sister Iori? She's also with me. I'm looking forward to this mysterious Kagura. It's completely adapted for tourists. Like altered or whatever. Iori wants to meet you and have a drink together when you come to the island. It's unusual that the natives of this island don't traditionally consume large quantities of alcohol. Then it's Kusanagi University Assistant Professor Takashi Aiba. Okay. First of all, the Kagura mask is the part of the ceremony believed to represent God. Traditionally, the form of the god for the coming year is unified with current god during the Kagura dance. However, Rogetsu Island's mask is not the face of God. First of all, this island does not believe in a god. I feel like I read that horribly wrong. Recently, it became known as the Rogetsu Kagura dance. However, it was formerly known as the ceremony of passage, Kiraiko. The name takes its meaning from an old word which talks of the return of the dead. Okay. I think that since masks are put on the faces of the dead, the island's masks perhaps imitates the dead, converging the faces of the dead with masks dancing. These customs are rarely ever seen. This mask is the form of the dead on this island. Oh, hold on. I fucking... clicked. Okay, or perhaps in the form of the dead. If you imagine an unchanging dead face, could this eternal face be the true representation of the island's mask? Did the mask used in the ceremony of passage have some kind of unique role in the ritual? I don't know about that. That is the mask worn by the Utsuwa, the vessel. The Utsuwa's mask was made before all the other Kagura masks, and the other Kagura masks have different origins. Even among those, I was struck by the prominent presence of the imitation of the lunar eclipse made by Suetsu Yomosuke, the mask of the lunar eclipse. However, the island fell into ruin when the shrine maiden wearing the mask of the lunar eclipse bloomed. After this, its existence became taboo on the island, and even mentioning it is frowned upon. The mask-making techniques of Suetsu's era were lost as a result of the disaster that once occurred. Okay, however, other than that, we know nothing of the jet black mask. Now Soya is trying to revive the advanced mask-making techniques of Suetsu's era, just maybe part of the mask of the lunar eclipse. Like he's trying to bring back a piece of it or something. I was told that my sister has a mild case of Luna Sedata. After watching the Rogetsu Kagura, she might get better. Even so, she'll briefly be hospitalized here. Like how she says her sister is the one who has it when in the remake it says they both have it. Extended hospitalization was discussed, but only as an extreme and unlikely option. I will continue to research the masks. I did come to this island to visit, but a black mask. At the time when the dead return. The dead are all of the same formless spirits. I cannot imagine the purpose of this mask. What sort of ritual is it that suggests summoning spirits back from the dead? Its peaceful smile is like a Buddha statue. However, the Buddha statues do not share the primitive sense of emptiness in this mask. I believed before that they were speaking of death with this mask, but now it may be that it isn't death, but something else. When I see it, it drags me into the bottom of a deep nothingness. A feeling of dreadful relief floods into me. It's so beautiful. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Utsukushi. Like, my god. Okay, Mask of the Lunar Eclipse. Even though my eyes were crushed, I still looked. I saw it. It's beautiful. So that was the original. Oh, God. I hate when they have long fucking swans of text. So the text I picked up here, I'll read to you what the original was as well. So about the film incineration, the original Wii version says, the film recorded of the Rogetsu Kagura must still be burned. No other record of the dance has ever been recorded or stored before, but this film is strange. At first I thought the film was damaged, however I confirmed when I watched it one more time that I could clearly see a woman that I had not seen when I was there in person. She seemed to be dancing. I also saw the nurse mixing together somehow, but then I saw the woman much more clearly. Gradually, this woman fades in. When I realized what was occurring, I couldn't believe it myself. I refused to think about it. No more of this footage should be taken, even for verification. Already I am reluctant to be near this film. Without waiting for the director's instructions, I'll use the incinerator out back. See, that's completely different, because he makes it sound like the girl in the film is mixing together with the nurse, like the nurse is the girl, as where in the remake version he said he asked the nurse to watch the film with him. Why would they change that? Like, it completely changed. Yeah, so that guy's sister, Iori, is right here. She came to watch the Kagura and was subsequently stricken with Moonlight Syndrome and hospitalized. So that's Iori. That was the sister who, that they were talking about, but the other sister should have been next to her. It's acting as if though I haven't caught in that image. I don't know what's up with that. Specters. Haibara starts to put their secret plans into motion and perform their experiments on the effect of music on the brain. Haibara casts his eye over some old documents in his father's office, his desire to conquer Moonlight Syndrome burning quietly inside. Tsubaki Tono beckons Choshiro after he sees her body, but where to and to what end? Tsubaki Tono heads to the patient's room on her rounds, working diligently right up until the day of the tragedy. Tsubaki checks, yeah, that was the one we got last time. Tsubaki beckons Choshiro to somewhere far away. Tsubaki continues leading Choshiro out of the building into the back garden. And I think we see her one more time when I back out of here. So she gets to Haibara, Moonlight Syndrome Research 2. So she gets to carry out a rite called the Rite of Descent, Kireko, hoping it would cure Moonlight Syndrome. He was motivated by a desire to treat his daughter, who had the condition, also lost his wife to Moonlight Syndrome. Oh, so Takashi Aiba. So age 27, occupation teaching, assistant history department, Kusanagi University. An old university friend of mine came to the island to study masks and was afflicted with Moonlight Syndrome. Yeah, Takashi, I have his image. I know I've seen him. So they're both dead, which is kind of sad about that, because those are his friends. And I don't know if he knows about that. So perpetrator, were the girls abducted and forced to become the organs of a rite called the Rite of Descent? Is Haibara the perpetrator? Evidence shows that others at the hospital were also involved. Condition when found. When found, the girls had amnesia and were in a critical state. It took several years for them to recover from their mental trauma, and the memories of what happened never came back to them. If only I'd found them sooner. Okay, other. So the masks. Mask of the lunar eclipse, used in the Rite of Descent, said to have caused a disaster that ruined Rigeto Isle. Seems to be something of a taboo subject here. Was Shigeto Haibara resurrecting the Mask of the lunar eclipse in an attempt to cure the Moonlight Syndrome? Yes. Masks of Rigeto Isle. There are masks in every corner of Rigeto Isle. Masks seem to be very important to the people here, especially those worn by maidens during the ceremonies. The maiden of the Kagura dances until she reaches a trance-like state. The beauty of her mask leads her into a beautiful place, or so they say. The mask artisan of the island is particularly revered by locals. Unlike the masks used in Kagura ceremonies in other parts of the country, the masks here represent the faces of the dead. Location. The Rite of Descent was performed in secret in the temple of Tsukiyomi, at the exact same time as the Rugetsu Kagura was being performed in full view. Ruka and the other girls were taken from the Kagura stage to take part in the Rite of Descent as organs. Interruption. Was the failure of the Rite of Descent the reason Ruka and the others lost their memories and almost died? Actually, yes. Like I said, the game basically kind of tells you a whole hell of a lot. It literally just kind of spells everything out for you, almost even. So Tsubaki Tono was, like I said, she was the one who took part in the ceremony. I think, I think before Sakuya, originally. And she was the one who participated in it, and it failed. I was afraid I wasn't gonna get her. I was about to say shit. Alright, I'll let her go for a moment. Please stop looking at her. There should have been a thing here, and I'm frustrated that there isn't. I don't know why it's not working for me. It's okay. I mean, maybe it's not meant to be there. This gets frustrating sometimes, because you try to get things perfect. There's like a lot of reading and a lot of following around, and if you don't get it at the exact point in time... What, cat? What's the matter? What? Come on, kitty kitty. My cat. Come on, honey. Come on. She always does that when I'm trying to do videos. She'll decide she wants to come in and start being a little crybaby. Come on. What's the matter? What's the matter? Yeah, you probably heard her doing that crying crap. Honey. Come on, Onyx. What's the matter with you? Huh? What? Yeah, I don't know. Honey. Kitty kitty. She wants all my attention. What's the matter, honey? Yeah, she just wants me to pet her, but it's kind of hard to pet a cat when I'm trying to do stuff. Honey. Yeah, she gets in these moods where she wants you to hold her and pet her and all of that, and I can't. I am probably gonna have to take a break from this though, because this is pretty strenuous and pretty stressful. So you're basically supposed to just follow Tsubaki through the I was gonna say cemetery. You're supposed to follow her through here, because she's actually leading Choshiro to I can't remember if it was the actual place of where it takes place at. Because if I remember correctly, you follow her for a while. She appears and you just have to keep snapping photos of her. But then if I remember correctly, at some point, I don't know if I don't think she ever attacks you. Let's follow her. So I think it's following Beckoning Nurse 3, 4, 5, and 6. There's also supposed to be something on this tree branch. Let me walk slow. Can he not see it? Choshiro, come on. It's right in front of you. Okay, she should appear in front of me again right here. It almost feels like she's not dead, because she's literally just guiding you. Oh yeah, this is some endgame shit right here. She appears again right here. Like, the way she looks, because she's more solid compared to the other ghosts when you're following her, it almost looks like she's not dead. Well, she is. Oh, wait. When it glows blue like that, there's something. I remember there being like a doll. This area is very Neo-esque up in here. Hold on. I thought there was a doll. I can't even do anything with it. I think it's a lens. You're supposed to pick up right here. Let me go slow to see if I can get it to work. There it is. Turn around. Chain. Man, that's eerie as shit. It's almost like Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time colors, where it's like, well, it's orange, but it's like red, blue, green. Power, Nehru, Furore, and Din. Power, wisdom, and courage. I am like horribly distracted. I think I might have to take a break at some point because I've been at this for a while. Okay, there's a doll. There is a doll back here. Around the side on the left. That's a good shot. Tsubaki. Taskate. Help you from what? She's kind of cute. The curse has been lifted! Still glowing. Is this her grave? Choshiro, come on. You're in front of it, please. Oh, the lines on the screen. Is there a ghost? Oh shit. I think my cat wants back out. Hold on. Annie. She's really a handful. She's one of those cats that gets mad if she doesn't get her way. If you don't cater to her and give her what she wants, she gets really fucking mad. She gets mad. So it was my uncle's recommendation that brought me to Brigetto Isle. At first I was quite apprehensive, but both the islanders and the infirmary staff have shown me such kindness, helping me to settle into my new job and my new life here. I appreciate now what good advice my uncle gave me. I feel so lucky to be here. It turns out that this is the year of the Rogetsu Kagura, an important island festival that's only held once a decade. At the center of this Kagura is a woman called a vessel, Utsua, who performs a dance as an offering to the gods. I was very surprised when the islanders asked me, an outsider, to take the role of the vessel. They explained that the vessel should be a woman around my age, beautiful and impressionable. When they put it like that, how could I possibly refuse? It's such an honor to be allowed to take part in an ancient island tradition. This will be an excellent opportunity for me to express my gratitude to the Rogetsu Isle for all the happiness it has brought me. I'm truly thrilled. Before the festival, I have to take part in a purification ceremony where I bond with the vessel mask worn during the Kagura. Hearing about this made me a little more nervous than I was when I accepted the role. I hope it all goes to plan. Somehow I doubt that shit. Because she didn't make it. So let me read what the original actually says. I came to this island upon my uncle's recommendation. Although I was scared at first, I'm very grateful now. The people at the hospital and the islanders are very kind and have taught me all kinds of things. This year, a festival done once every decade called the Rogetsu Kagura will be held. The role of the Utsuwa maiden is to dance in the ceremony, seemingly lifted up by the god in the dance, and I was a little surprised to find out that the islanders had recommended me.